quickly let's you're not recording, so quickly let's jump into that. So the first thing I'm going to do here is to quickly open my I need to first cd to my block, right? Then inside my block I have to just cd to the visual environment, cd ven, then script, right? Script activate. Okay, we've activated our visual environment, so you need to just go back to the visual environment and then cd to a new block. Then inside this new block, is that what we're supposed to cd, right? Okay, I will cd the new block. So we're going to quickly open our server, python manage.py run server. Python manage.py run server. Yeah, so okay, so let's quickly check the project out. So this is the project, and in this project, let's quickly log in. Okay, I've not even linked my login user. I've not linked it, so let's quickly say slash user login. So okay, we are going to remove this. If you notice, the last time what we did was to include this in our login user, and that was the initial problem we are having. So let me quickly remove that man from that our login user. So we also will remove this. We also remove this from here. I think we included that somewhere. Okay, that will resolve that issue because we added it on our message. So let's go. I'm not receiving message from my login. So if you recall, the last time we commented on the login message, which we added this. So let's comment on this. We'll come back to this later. Then let's just return our HTTPS. Okay, that's for login. Let's hit it back again, and of course, boom, user not found. So let me reload that quickly. So let me log into my dashboard. Okay, we've been able to log into. So we'll be able to log into our dashboard. So this is it. No, this is it. So I don't know. Okay, these are dynamic, and so what we want to do here is that any action we perform, we should be able to have a message like this. Just come here to Django messages. So let's see an image. So we needed that any action that happened, instead of us getting the HTTP request, we should either have this message, right? So whenever action is triggered, a response will be sent to database, right? So from that database, we'll receive a feedback of what is happening. So it will also help our user to know when they are doing the right thing and when they are not doing the right thing. If you recall the last class, we read a bit about Django messages, right? And we leverage on Bootstrap messages. We did a bit of Bootstrap messages to as a design, and you are aware that Django is not a front end program. It's just it's a back end program. It's a server side program. So you don't expect to get design from there. So we check on this alert button. Now we come this alert, you notice that we have different color of alerts. So when you come here, you notice we have this is the class primary and the primary, right? And we are making use of Bootstrap in this project. So if you look at it here, we have green. When something happens and the attack is successful, we should be able to add green. Now, how can we communicate with Django through this? So this specifically is a front end, right? And that will be on our Django template, right? So let's quickly go to Django message. Move on to this Django messages. So Django messages API. So we look at the Django message, you see that quite commonly in web application, you need to display a one-time notification message, also known as what? A flash message, to use to the user after processing a form or some of other type of input. So after you process a form and some few type of input, Django provides support for cookies and sessions based messaging, and both anonymous and authenticated users. This messages framework allow you to temporarily store message in one request and retrieve them from display in subsequent requests, right? Now every message is tagged with a specific level that determines its priority, right? So for instance, if you perform a task that is not successful, you are required to have what? An error, right? And if you come to Bootstrap here, you are required to have a danger what? A danger alert. So when you come here, notice that we look for danger. So you're required to have what? A danger class, which is that have a bit red, light red background and light red background, also a dark red color. So every message in Django has a message level, right? To be able to distinguish between a successful message and an error message or an info message or update messages. So we also move on to how to enable Django message. So to implement this, we need to have this in install project django.message.constrip. So let's go to our settings.py. So we here up to our settings.py. Let me remove this first. and this is what we did the last class. Let also um, don't always remove code. Very important, please. This is wrong. Just comment on the code because you don't know when you will need the code, and you start uh, you start looking for who will help you out. So quickly remove this also. Remove this also. Then so what we are required to look at is this. So this is a link between our django.contrib.message that have been developed by Django that we are going to be leveraging on. Then that is the first step. Now the second step to have Django messages in this thing is to set up, like I've told you earlier, the message levels, which we will be able to acknowledge and also understand that we have info, and then we also have messages, actions, successful. Then we have tags, right? The tags message, right? So when you talk about tag messages, message tags are string representative for message levels plus an extra tags that we are added directly in the view. The tags are stored in stream and are separated by what? By space. Typically, messages to tags are used as a CSS class to customize message style based on the message type. By default, each level has a single tag that lowers the version of its constant. Now, it said that the message tags are what? Tags are used as a CSS class, right? So this message tag you are seeing are used as what? As a CSS class. So that's why when you come here, you notice that we have a CSS class we are leveraging on, right? This is a CSS class of danger. So when you add this on the Django, and whenever I call this tag, it's going to give you a light red background and a dark red right top. So which implies that this which implies that this code is not successful there, right? And when it's successful, of course, you're going to call the tag successful. So the next thing to do is to set up the message tags, right? If you want to go a bit of advance, you go this, right? Where you'll be able to say, okay, if it's failed, you should just use cancel. If it's successful, you should just use this logo. So we are going to be looking at this, right? If his message is successful, it will just do this. If it's not, it will just get this. If it's an information, right, it just get this. But what we are going to leveraging mostly is from the beginning. So we need to count one before you count two. So that is very, very essential. So like I was saying, these are the CSS representative class. So these are the kind of a class of CSS. So the next thing we need to do for us to be able to add this, the first stage is to make sure that you have the Django message models. Then after we've confirmed that, the next thing to do is to set up Django tags, right, in your Django admin. So that's the next step we are going to be. That's the next step we are going to be doing. So quickly, we need to import this, right? Django.contrib.message import constant as what as message. So quickly, that should be done in the head of our setting. So we say from Django. So you need to just wait for it to come up. Django.contrib.message I don't know, import, is it import message? Import message. So we are not getting that. So it said we should import message. Okay, import constant as what? As messages. So import content as so messages, right? Constant as messages. Let's confirm that. So as message. So if you are not sure, you just copy and paste, right? If you are not if you are not sure. So this is what we need to import. So the reason why we are importing this, to enable us get access to the message tags. So these are what we call message tags, and I want you to be aware that this is inside the message Django message inside message models, right? And for you to be able to get all this information, as you all know, you need to loop, right? You need to loop inside this for you to be able to get each of the tags. So I want you to take that cognizant, so that when you see me looping into it, don't be a bit confused. Like we already explained that earlier. So if you want to use that in the front end, right? So if you want to use the message in the front end, what we need to do is to import message, then message.debug, then it pass in a request, right? There's some shortcut method provide a standard way to add messages with commonly used tags, which are represented as well as HTML classes. So this is how you are going to present this in your view, which you are going to be looking at. Then this is how you can display the message on your Django template, right? So in your template, use something like this, right? So I'm going to be explaining this, but before then, let's start the step. So it's also the same. This is where this is where you try to use a logo, right? You can say if message.level equals to this message, then it will show a message with a logo icon. So this one here. So you can see all the stages have different things you can do. But what we are going to do first, let quickly start from second step, which the second step here is to add the message levels in our Django by simply importing this. So as the name implies, message underscore tags in capital letter then equals to this. So let's quickly move there. So are we communicating? Are we communicating?
Hello, sir.
Yeah?
Yes, we are. That the position you did, the gap between import and this thing is much. It will not work. Your settings there. What you wrote down. Give a small gap. And I see.
Who said
The
it?
gap.
Okay. Okay. All right. Quickly move down. Yeah, we have so we need to call on the message message underscore tags, then equals to this quickly, then message, sorry, the message, the one we imported earlier. So this is the one we imported earlier. Sorry, we imported message, right? So this is the message we imported. This is the message, the one we imported. So so what we would do is message.sources, right? So message.sources, capital letter, right? Now this message.sources, what's really happening here, right? Message.sources, so as a value, right? So if you come here message.sources, and what we need to do, like I told you, those message tags are CSS class, right? They are all CSS class. So we call in this class, which is a sources message. Do you guys understand? Do you understand what's happening here, right? So whenever I call the tag of this message, then what will give me, it should be a green background. It should do exactly like this. Are we together? Are we communicating?
Yes.
Do you guys understand? Or if you understand, ask question. Let me clarify on that again. So here is a message tag. So like I explained earlier, this message tags here is it has to be the CSS class of that message, right? The CSS class of that message. So message dot that. So whenever I call the message dot success, that means if the condition is success, then you have to give me a green. You have to give me the exact class here. So that's what we mean. So this is the first. This is the second step. So let me quickly do the same to others. Let me quickly do the same to others. Next one is message dot error. So I think that should be danger. Let's quickly get those classes. Danger. Message dot info and info and warning. So that is all. This is dot info. So let's get the info class. Info class. So this is an info what class. Then message dot warning. Warning usually if your subscription is expiring in 5 days time, right? They will just tell you immediately you log in. They will tell you warning, your subscription is about to expire, right? Like this guy is always having it. Yeah.
You need to have all the tags at once so you can add them as you go.
No, you don't need to add. It's the one you want to use. They're adding. I think this is the one I will go for now.
Okay.
This is the one I will go for now. All this you are adding, this is necessary. This is just the basic. You can go for now. Then we have done this right. We're able to set up the stage. That is the second stage. Second stage. Now another one is to have those messages in our view, right? Having those messages in our view, right? So in our view, we are going to import this. So let's quickly go to our view. Let's go to the login first. So in the login here, we're going to import message. So from django.contrib import what message, which I already import. Let me import it again so that we'll see it. From django.contrib import message, right? So when I come down here in the login, now this is where I have message, right? So what's happening here is that the user dot request dot getting this username get this. Now saying that if not user dot object dot filter, right, dot exist. What this code is saying that if not user, right, if the user is not found on the database, they should say user not found, try again, right? But now what I want to do here is that, and I don't want to use HTTP request. So what I will do is quickly comment on this, right? So here, and if that happen, what I will do is I'll call the message dot error. So that message dot error, what is happening here is that when it comes to setting, I am calling this class. Are we together? I am calling this class, and when if message dot error, right, what's going to happen is that if that message dot error is called upon and this is printed on the back end, so this is with the color that we are going to have, right? So if the message dot error, then this is what we are going to call, and this man error will send message to the setting, right, to this setting. Why the setting was okay, yeah, I understand the error you are calling, right? Then from the view, it will not send a message to template to check if that tag is an error that happened. Then it should just give you something. So if tag dot error, because it's a request we are sending from the browser, we do what we call request, right? Then here is the message, dynamic message we want to display on our browser. We can say user name username not found.
Sir,
Yes.
this your message that error tag here now. It's not the same thing what you have in your.
Yes. What we have here is the capital letter. What is the same thing?
Uh-huh.
What we have the capital letter, but you only use capital letter when you are setting up the class. So you are not setting up the class here. You use small letter when you are calling the error. I get it, when you are calling the message. So when you are setting up the class, you use capital letter. But when the view, when you are calling the error, you use small letter. So this is the message we want to happen. Now, if this happened, we want it to return you back to the login, right? So what we need to do is we look at this place when we have the login page. So it will take you back to what? To the login page. If that happens, it won't redirect you to anywhere. It has to take you back to the login page. Are we communicating? So the next step, we've been able to do this, right? That's the, who is this person now? I beg people should be accepting this person. I don't know. Let me concentrate. So this is the step we've done. So the second step is display the message on the view, right? So this is where we work on the view, how we can be able to display the message. Probably before now, if we want to send messages, we need to use HTTP request, right? So what we need to do is that we quickly go to our view, and in our view, we create a file called message, right? So I'll just remove all this. And so what I will do is just call the message an HTML document. So we call the message, and let me show you something. Let's go to this and copy, because what we are doing is a bootstrap stuff. So copy this. Then if you copy this bootstrap document, right, and come here to paste, if you put this in any page that have bootstrap, it's going to mess everything up, right? So here is where we are writing our bootstrap, because we want to write a bootstrap and want everything to be as a bootstrap. So quickly, what we are going to do is, when you come here, the third one, you say if messages, right? If what? Messages. So that's what I have. If there is messages, right? So this if messages, what does it mean? Hold on. So if messages, right? Now where are we getting these messages from? We are getting the message from, what is that, this thing? Some people say, we didn't pass it in our view. So why are we getting it? So this is where we are getting the message in our setting. So remember, we passed in this message here, right? We passed in this message here. So it's saying if message, right? Now what are these messages? So the messages is in here. This is the message. So if message, right? If message, of course, what is going to happen is that we quickly move back there. This should run that if message, right? If message, then we'll bring this down. If message or messages, I think that should be messages. Let's confirm. Yeah, if messages. Then what they say that if messages, So if it's true that we should have if we have messages, then what should happen, right? Then what we're going to do that we end our end if, right? So very, very important. So if messages, so what we need to do is to call the message class. So this is just a CSS class we can use to style our message. So if you are using Bootstrap, that is a CSS class. So what I need to do is that I'll create a class called messages. So let me change this to HTML because HTML I want to write, not Django. If messages, then call a class messages, then we enter, right? So the class of messages is what we are having here inside here. Remember, we'll have our end if here. So let's quickly go and go back to our Django. Now if sorry, I use Django tests. So what we have here is that if message, if that happened, then we need to loop into the message and be able to get the messages. So why are we looping into the message? If you come here, you notice that we have a lot of message, right? How can we be able to get these messages? We need to loop into the message. You understand that when you have list of objects, what you need to do is to loop into it, right? We don't just have one messages. We don't have two messages. We have about 3 to 4 or 5 messages. So what we need to do is to loop into that message. So very important. So what you are going to do, if messages and if it's true, you say for. Then of course you bring your for down. You bring this for down. So what we are going to do is that we are going to have an empty variable, right, for my message. So remember, this is an empty variable for work. This is an empty variable. Then we call in the variable that contains our messages, because of course there is variable here. This let me show you quickly. So can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, you can. Yes.
Okay. So what we need to do is that if messages, so we loop into this message we are calling, right? These messages, right? So and the reason why we are looping into this message because we have a lot of messages. For us to get that messages, this message, we need to loop into it. I believe you understand. So we already have context processor which we have saved already. So we don't need to call it or pass it in our template. I want you to know that. Get that code. So if message you now create for my message, which is an empty variable in messages. Then if we create for my message in messages, I will loop into that. What should happen, right? Then we need to check if message.tag, right? If the message dot tag. So what are the message dot tag? When you scroll down, come here, and then these are the tags we have, Rabbi. If message dot error or message dot what's that called it? Message dot error or message dot error or message dot sources or message dot info or message dot warning. That's what it means, that if message dot tag. So we need to check that if the message dot what dot tag, right? If the message dot tag, I can see it here. If the message dot tag, what should happen? So we say, okay, if the excuse me, if the message, right, enter. So if the message, my message, because you remember that sorry, if message dot tag, not my message, rather if message dot what tag, right? If we have message, right? If we have message dot error, right, we come to setting. If we have message dot this dot error dot success, then what should happen? What will really happen if we have that? Then if message dot tag and this is true, right? So this is true. So what we are going to do specifically is to call in a class that will give us the message. So if message dot tag, I quickly come to this place, and let me quickly copy this, right? If message dot tag, right? If message dot tag, this word should happen, right? This word should happen. So what we are going to do is that we're going to work this, let it be dynamically, right? We want to make this be dynamically. So let's go and check this in our browser. So if message dot tag, then this should happen. This should happen. This is not dynamic. I want you to know that this is not dynamic. So we need to include this file in all the pages we want message to display, right? If you come to registration, of course, if there's anything goes wrong in registration, we want message to come there. If you want it to appear in dashboard, whenever you maybe user delete an object or user update an object, you want that message to appear, you will still include this file in all the whole messages. Do you know why it will work? You know, the whole message without having without having passing it in any templates, right? Because it has a content processor already, which we pass into Django installed app. So you don't necessarily need to pass this in Django template. So we want to include this in our login. So this is our login. So what we need to do quickly, we include this. So where do we have this? Inside the template, we open the template inside our messages, right? Inside messages. So inside message folder, message slash. So inside that message we have message.html, right? We have message.html. So this is what we have here, but we are going to have a problem. One problem is that in this message we have
Hello, sir.
yeah, I'm with you.
That thing just passed and I massage you right there. No message you.
Let me check. Oh, message should be E. Message should be E.
Video, if not, it will not work.
No, it will work. It all depends on what I have here. It all depends on what I have here. So this should be message. So what I wrote there is massage. It's massage I wrote there. So if it's the same thing, it's going to work. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to use. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to use message. You can use anything at all. But just use it message.html so that I can be able to recognize those stuff by message. So message.html. So we are getting the message from what we did here. So let's go back to our login. Let's log out quickly. So let's log out. Let me check if okay, our let quickly run our server again. Okay, you load this. So now if you notice here, I think something changed, right? Something changed here, right? This is not our, sorry, this is not our regular HTML. This is not our regular HTML. This is not our regular HTML. So let's comment on this and see, because So the login, let's quickly comment on this. So you see that immediately we call that login, the design and everything will just disappear, right? Both the color, everything will just disappear. It happens because we are having this. We are having this. It happens because we are having this. Where is this? Sorry. It happens because we are having this, all this information, because we already have it in the header, and the header is connected with the login. So what you need to do is we remove all this, and all this title, you don't need it. Then come down to remove all this, both of this, grab it out and remove it. So okay, we need to go back and recall on comment on our login. So let's quickly go back and see if anything changed. So nothing changed, right? So let's try to give something that does not exist. So we are not seeing any error. So not seeing any error. So let's make sure that we include this. So let's come here and type like hello, so that we'll make sure that it's really working. H to close that, H to close this. So quickly here, hello world. So let's load. Okay, you can see that we have the hello world here, right? So it means that it's working. So so let's check our code. Let's go to our code once again and see where the area we are not doing well. So what we did here was if message, of course, for message in message, then we bring in so say if message dot tag, we should give us this. Then of course if message or message dot tags, okay, this should be tags, not tags. This should be tags. I think that's another error there. Okay, let's move in and check. Of course a lot of errors are there, but we need to just try and figure it out. So so let's go and check the next error we are having. So if message dot stack, excuse me, okay,
Skyline, I think your tag is still incorrect. You spelled your tag as TAGES in your settings, not TAGS.
if message dot tags, that is it.
TAGES, that's what you spelled in your settings.
No, the name of the tag is if message dot tags, tags, that is the right word there. So if message dot tag,
But what you put in your settings is different. Go to your settings, you see it.
which sentences?
Check your settings. You see that what you wrote, the tag you did there, is not the same thing with this one.
Okay, okay. This is I think that is the problem. That is so we just need to take our time, and a lot of errors and bugs, and most why when you are working with messages, right, it is very difficult for you to what's that called, very difficult for you to be able to see all those things. So um okay, so I think what we need to do, images dot tags, okay, messages, if message dot tag, what is the tag of the message? If you want to tag, you have this. mm, Messages, okay. um for messages, so if message dot tags, then this, all right. So what you need to do is that let's write it dynamically. Maybe that's why it's not coming up. Let's try to complete the code. I wanted us to test something. So um if message dot tag, then what should happen? We have uh, this, if you go here, then if message dot tags, this will go up, right? This will be replaced dynamically. So if you notice earlier, I told you that the class of this primary, and when you come here on the setting, you will notice that we already have the class here, right? So instead of me coming to pass success here, because I don't know the message that is to be the tag, so what I need to do here is very simple. I need to call the tag, right? I need to call the tag from my setting. So I will do my message. So my message, because I already looked into the message, my message, right? So dot tags. So my message dot tags, remember this is a class, right? My message dot tags will refer to this, any of this here. So that what message dot tag means, right? It will refer to any of this. That what it means. Message. Excuse me. That what it means by message dot tags. So my message dot tags, it is what it is. So let's make sure there are some spaces here. Then inside here, so what we are going to do is we are going to stop the if statement, right? So the if statement ends here. So if message dot tags, it should give us this tag. So yeah, if message ends here. Then after that, you will need to pass in the message. So what message are we passing? We are passing in this message, right? This my message. So here, and boom. So we are passing it my message there, and then we end for, of course, bring it up a little bit. This is what it should be. So let's roll down again. If message, then it should give us the class of div of message. Then we'll loop into the messages to get all the messages by using my message. Then in message dot messages, right? Then we'll say if message dot tags. Of course, if we have a message, then we'll give us a class of any of the message. Then we'll pass in the message. So if the message dot tag is error, so what you're going to give us is the class of this danger. So if the method of tag is success, what are going to give us is the class of what of this uh, the class of this success. Then we'll pass in the message here, and it is what it is. So let's quickly come here and reload. If it didn't work, we need to troubleshoot and see what is a problem. So you can see that we're having user not found in their database. Have you seen what we're having here? So the earlier, the issue we have earlier is that the issue we have earlier is that we didn't complete the code. That's why we're having that issue. So if you notice that what we have a user not found, but we have a problem. What the problem we have here is it is not really working, right? It is working, but it's not showing us the color. Are we communicating? So very simple. What we did here. So what you need to do is that we also need to check very well, and so spaces. So this is a class. So you need to look at the class very well to make sure that we are not making any mistakes. So yeah, they're going to reload again. Reload. So it's not giving us any class here, right? It's not giving us any class. So what we need to do, what you need to do is that we need to so when you come here and right click, let's see if it's working. Right click and check that message. So not found, right? Not found. So that is this message, not found. So what we can do here is to try passing include the header so that this message can work for us, right? Now if you go here and include any bootstrap here, we are going to be having issue to pass in any bootstrap here so that it will conflict with this man. So what we can do is to leverage on the best bootstrap that is in the header, right? But before we do that, let's make sure that let's quickly go and copy some of the few bootstraps and try our best luck again so that we understand what I'm telling you. So we come here and copy that, paste in the header, then of course where is the login? So let's try to put you notice that we are having similar bootstrap error. So what you can do here is leverage on the header. So if you come here and include so remove all this, okay, let's go and include the header. So we come here and move all this body because header have all this information. Include extend, right? Extend. So let's check where we have our header. This is our header. So in this our header, we'll call the header.html. Header. So in this header now, this header will inherit all the style, right? This header will inherit all the style of this messages will inherit all the style of the CSS. But if we come back here and click on this, you notice that this is what we have and this is not okay, right? So what we need to do now is that we need to remove the header, this menu from the header. So we need to remove this menu from the header entirely. So that's what we need to do. We need to remove this menu from the header entirely. So let's go and do that. Let's go and do that quickly. So go to this header. Change this to HTML. Please mute your mic, please. Change this into HTML. Then click on this and close this. So here is where we have the header, right? Here we have where we have the header, and I'll just come here and create menu.html. So inside this menu, I will call content block, because block content. Then inside this content, we are going to paste this here. So another thing we also need to do is to extend, right? So we quickly need to extend to inherit what we have here. So all these things, all this come to the header. So this only, we just only have the CSS and HTML here. So just extend that, extend header. So that's what we need to do. And after we've done that, let's come back here and reload. When you reload, we are not having our style any longer. So okay, so let's quickly check that message. Okay, I'm beginning to reason something. Let me check some of my codes. Let me check some of my code quickly. I'm a bit confused here. Let me check some of my code. I don't know if this extent will still work, because if we're already extending, the sign up have extend, and if we are including sign up in the messages, that means don't need to message will also inherit the same what's they call it, we inherit the same style. So let me quickly check this customer record. Okay, so we did not extend, so no need to use extend here. This should work, no need to use extend. So what we did earlier, let's just go and undo. Don't need to extend, please. So go to the header and do everything. Okay, save it back. So we don't need to extend here, right? We don't need to extend. Just remove this extend and let's have it the way we have it here. So if we are not getting we are getting the error, but it's not showing us the background, right? The background is not coming. So what we need to do is to investigate to know why it's not coming. Of course, the message tags, of course, the alerts. Okay, this one, if ends here. Okay, I think we did almost the right thing. So let's quickly check the setting. Let's check the index. Where do we include that? So we include the messages here. So we just include, it is what it is. So let's go back to our app and see why this is not showing red. So we need to work on it. So so let me try to Let me get something. Let's try to troubleshoot. Primary slash alert. Message. My message. Okay. Let me make sure I don't have much space, because any little space can. Okay. All right. If message. Okay. So let's try that again. If it works. If it didn't work, we're still going to brainstorm and check out another alternative. Okay, let's try this. User not found. It's giving a user not found, right? But the message. User not found. So before we do that, let's confirm that this is working on the login first before we conclude. So let's quickly put this in here and let's confirm it's working. So on the login, we reload. Okay, this is working, so it's also work with our own. What we need to do, we need to brainstorm. Messages. So let me pause first so that we'll not have too much. So let me show you how to fix this. Just undo this. Let me close this, please. Undo this. So the reason we are having the issue is because we are calling this message instead of where we are looping. Are you getting me? So what we need to do is to copy this and paste here. So the variable we are using, so remember this variable where you store our tags. So that's the variable we need to put everything. If messages dot tags, right, which is this message, and we'll pass in the message dot tags here. So the message dot tag represents these tags we are calling, right? So if the message in our view, are you getting me? In our view is error, we are going to receive a red background. So this is what we have here, right? This is what we have. But we can also use our hand to design this based on what we want, right? So let me design it quickly. Right click here. Then what I need to do in this danger, so what I'll do is the container first. I have to bring the container margin top. So let's come here, add the container to margin top. We don't have container here. Okay, we have container here. So let's go and have that container. This container to. So what does this container have? Okay, and this container, we will need to have message margin top in this message. So let's go and have the margin top in the message. Margin T goes to 5. Let's go out there. So you can see what we have. Then after we're going to move this man to center and also increase the font of this man, right? Then we make sure that this man and this man is in the same background. So let's go and check how we did this one quickly. We're going to the sign up and then the weight is 80%. Is that what we did there? So the weight is 80%. Okay, let's go and check why we can do that to get this. We can do that to get this. So let's work on this with the message. Okay, padding top. Weight is 80%. So we need to move this to the center. So we use a margin auto. So margin auto. So margin auto will now move this man to the center. So let's quickly copy this and go to our messages and call the style here. Change this one to HTML. Run the style. Then paste this here. So paste this and let's come back here and reload. So we have this here. Right? So we'll move this man text to center. So we're going to do that. Text align center. So they also come and reload. So let's increase the font a little bit. Font size to like 18%, 18 pixel. So let's check that out. So can give it 20 pixel. So let's keep it a bit. I think is this one fine? This fine? Let's check the mobile responsiveness. It is fine. Is it fine? Is it okay? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So in a nutshell, let's try to put the same thing on the dashboard, right? So if this and let's try to put other ones also. Come to this view. If passwords and so what you need to do is that we copy this, come here. You can say if password is incorrect. So here we say you can say incorrect password, correct password, try again later. So let's go and type the incorrect password. So we put the incorrect password here. So when you submit, you notice that we have incorrect password. Try again later. So another thing we also need to do is that where are we adding it next? So let's go to dashboard. So if somebody log in successful, right, what is going to happen? So let's come here and say, how do you know that? So so we're going to say, where is the login? If password, okay. If if user login, so if a person login, we need a message. So the message will be success. Then let me type them dynamic message. Welcome. Login or welcome back. Welcome back. Request user, right? Welcome back. So I want this thing to appear on the dashboard if the person successful login. So I will come to the login here where I have the login and copy this message, move it to the dashboard, right? Move it to the dashboard index. To insert that index, I'll put it in. If not, so maybe I just put it here, right? Just have it here. Let's try and log in and see. So then login, and you see welcome back, right? Welcome back. So don't know why request of user is not coming up. Let's go back there. Welcome back. User. Welcome back, user. So let me go and load and see if it will come. Oh, sorry, I was gonna. I saw to reload. So I don't know why it's not coming. I'm still stabbing my brain how to add that user here. Dot username name. So I'm just still wrapping my brain on how to add that. Let reload and see. Let's go and log out and see. Oh, I don't know. So remove that. We'll think of that later. Don't want to keep thinking. Welcome back. Login successful. So you can also add the one you can close, right? So welcome back, login successful. Welcome back, login is successful. So basically that is all we need to do tonight, and no much thing.